how we do. Return to the noise is how we do. How we do. You know it's how we do.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Crown Peach Show. I'm your host, and this is He Said, She Said. And as you see, things are a little bit different this time. We mixed it up for you. And I would like my co-host to introduce himself.
You know me, Big Nell. Not because I'm fat, because there's a little Nell.
Where do we go from there? Like, you can't follow that. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying.
Ray, would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Ray Lachey from Brooklyn, New York, author and filmmaker.
I'm Gino Riccardi, comedian. You can follow me on Instagram at bad motherfucker named Gino.
Whoa.
Ooh, okay, I'm sorry.
You beat mine.
We're going to follow that with his cuteness over here.
Hi, my name's Ray Ray. I am a stand-up comedian and artist. You can follow me at @RayRay_the Silly Bae. So I'm silly and I am a bae.
That's right.
Look, bitches.
Someone chose violence today. Someone just
I don't
came
need
ready.
no introduction. Let's get this shit going. Ready. Yeah. You already know what it is. Stepchild of Phoenix. Find me everywhere. Let's go. Lots of questions.
Oh, he's ready. He's ready. He chose violence. He chose the hot seat right here. So how's everybody doing tonight? What is this? Or what's today? Wednesday? Tuesday?
Yes,
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
It's Wednesday. You guys are nuts.
Taco Tuesday.
Wait,
On Thursday. It's
I don't know what
Tuesday.
it
It's Tuesday.
Okay.
Right on.
I just got gaslit.
I only
It's Tushy Tuesday.
It's Tushy. It's Taco Tushy Tuesday.
Wow.
You know what? It's Tushy Tuesday. Oh my god. I want to know what you guys think of them fake Tushies.
Oh my God. Are you serious?
Yeah.
So with the butt this big and the legs this little, it's not even proportional.
It's not even the butt. It's the disproportion that's the worst part.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
I can't tell you how many times I'm in the gym and I see these chicks and now they try and fake it and go to the gym to try and act like that's where they got it at.
That's where they got
And
it.
it's like, I'm like, yeah, dude. Like, I'm at the gym and I'm seeing this chick and I'm like, oh man, like her abs are crazy. And so I'm sitting there and I'm looking and then I'm looking and I'm like, but how does she have those rolls on her side? Right? And then I'm looking at the rest of her and I'm like, yo, you got fake abs.
You're all, wait a
You
minute.
know what I mean? Like, and I didn't know it was a thing.
Fake abs.
So abs, like, yeah, so
Wait,
they,
leave them
Yeah.
on.
yeah, well, no,
You say they
these-
glued them on?
Oh, that's
Like,
no,
weird.
they can go ahead. Sorry.
No, so I did a pageant once, and I saw girls actually using
Painting her
eyeliner or other kind of
Like contour.
pencil
Oh my God.
to fake it. Yeah.
no, now they're actually doing surgery just like the boobs and butt.
That's
Well, I thought we were talking
Yeah.
about fake butts.
We were. We were on fake butts.
But yes.
But he had another.
The
But,
butts
yeah.
are in the beta phase. They're still working on and perfecting, but once they're good, I'm on board.
You can.
You sound like a professional. He's like, they're in the beta stage.
You know
I've
why?
tested them out.
He's tested many.
That lets me know that you want attention, and I'm ready to give it to you.
Oh.
I think these guys don't like it because the women won't let them smash.
Not at all.
Not at all. I don't want to. I'm gonna be honest. It's such a turn off.
It is.
I
To be
wanna
honest,
know.
like it's
Because
such a turn off.
when you have a butt that hard,
Oh,
don't
that's
even
my next
get it two
question.
black eyes. I'm just saying.
It's
Like there's no give, huh? There's no give, right? Your hips are just gonna be destroyed. I heard. Who here has touched a fake booty?
I have.
Yeah, yeah.
That was quick. You're
Unfortunately.
I'm not gonna lie. It was.
Are you speaking for both of you?
Yeah,
You have too?
yeah, they're
Ray?
hard. Yeah, yeah.
It's
I
hard?
haven't.
You haven't? I haven't either. Have you?
Someday I will. I want in there and I will get there.
on the next episode, Ray's first experience with
Yeah,
fake
yeah.
butt.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But have you touched one? Like, have you touched a girl's booty that's
Not yet.
No? Okay.
Fake
and you
boobies,
have
yes.
fake boobies, yeah, all day. I'm doing it right now. Okay.
So when I'm traveling in the airport, there's a lot of those fake butts, and they look bad. Their quality is bad. If they have a good
They're
one,
in the
then
beta stage,
you
remember?
shouldn't even realize or know that it's fake. If
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah.
But I do want to, like, because there's like an area where you kind of want to say, hey,
Yeah, you
have
want-
it right here.
exactly.
But I haven't done it.
I think the problem is too is like boobs, right? Like I'll see some female who, you know, she has small boobs. She went to go get, work done, and it's like, okay, but why do you have to go jumbo size? Like, why you couldn't just gradually, you know what I mean?
It doesn't match. the
It doesn't
body.
match the body,
Yeah.
right? And so you see these chicks, like he was saying, legs are like this big, and then they have like this butt that's like they can't even walk straight. It's like you're like this.
And they wear leggings.
Right.
Why do you do that?
That's one signature move of the fake butt. It's in leggings.
The leggings. The leggings and the Ugg boots.
That is hilarious. Now, what does work when you take fat from your stomach or someplace else and inject it and do it that way, versus doing the slice
The
injection
implant.
and putting the implant in, because when you're on a treadmill and it's going, all of a sudden it goes, and you will see the girl going and pop that right back around.
That does happen.
Yeah, it happens.
I need to watch
I've
more
seen
YouTube
it.
apparently.
So
I've
do you,
seen it.
Do you consider the Brazilian butt lift to not be fake? Because that is still technically, it's insincere at least.
It's insincere.
Since-
That bitch is lying 2 times, huh?
That's a whole different show, because we get to fakeness and filters and all that other stuff. We'll get on that
Well, I
another
mean,
time.
and the thing of it is the boobs are easily more shapeable.
Did you? I hope I hope you guys caught that on camera. He said the boobs.
Right? No, because I have to go to reference. No,
Arden, you better find out because I saw it live right here. You said the boobs.
but the difference is a butt will never be perfect, right? Because here you already have the forming, is what I mean.
Yeah.
With a butt, if you didn't already have a butt,
I get what you're saying.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't fix that.
Uh-huh.
Because you're either gonna make it too hard or too soft. It's never gonna, which is why you always see the handlebars on the side, because it just falls to the side. There's nothing back here original
To support it. Literally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it will always fall to the side.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's the thing. It's like, I don't know. So there was one. I don't know if you guys ever saw the one lady. This girl went and the chick put cement in her butt.
That is a real thing.
Oh my God! It was,
What?
yeah, she injected her. She tried because just from what I'm saying, she was trying to make it hard and firm.
She did it herself? No.
She
was
went
a
to the
lady.
quack doctor.
So
Yeah.
that was not the beta. That was what, like,
That's, you know.
That's
Yeah,
what
she-
we did time.
Make it as a goal.
That was the Flintstone era.
Yeah.
She was trying to be innovative, but you know, it was, you know, she was trying to like, I would.
How do you not know that concrete's gonna be harder than flesh?
So most people,
Harder than ass, for
most
sure.
people don't know it, because I've seen it in the hospital where somebody came in, they went to Mexico and they got a butt lift and they came
Yeah.
back, and the girl actually was so infected, she was septic really bad that she passed away.
Oh.
So yeah, it's bad. You gotta be careful.
Yeah.
You gotta go to a board
That's
certified.
horrible.
A lot of people hop across the board and get work done because it's cheap.
Yeah. But you get what you pay
You
for.
get what you pay for. And I mean, there are people, I know people,
Me
I won't
too.
out nobody, but.
Don't look at me, you're gonna start a rumor.
But no, I mean, there was a situation, what was it, like a year or two ago, the model who died over there because she was getting a nose job.
Oh, that's
And
scary.
her fiance or her husband, whatever he was, had taken her over there, which I was really mad because I'm like, see, this is what happens when women date lame ass dudes, because he wasn't smart enough to say, you don't need that shit, you're already beautiful.
But what if
She was
maybe he did say that to her? Maybe she
no,
didn't listen.
well, we wouldn't be there though if we did. You could go on your own. I'm not going with you to help you jump off the cliff. I'm just not. You see what I'm saying? And so the right man will say, look, I'm not with it. You don't need it.
I think she
You
still
see
would have
what I'm
gone
saying?
without him because we're stubborn as fuck.
But that's okay. But the fact that I'm sitting in a waiting room and they're trying to shove you out the back door. because
Oh,
you-
I remember that one now.
Yeah.
I remember that story now. They were trying to take
They
her
were
out the
trying to
back
take her out the back door because they
'Cause she
injected her.
died.
They tried to give her. They tried to give her something to put her to sleep, and they gave her too much, and she
And they didn't want
died.
anybody to know.
And he was in there waiting, and so they were trying to take her out the back door.
That's awful.
You know what I
That's
mean?
horrible.
And again, I mean, this is Mexico, and it's like, you know what I mean? If they had made it out, and he'd have been out there waiting, they'd be like, what? She left. You know what I mean?
Right?
Like,
Thank God he
Or she
went.
died of alcohol poisoning.
Right, right.
We don't know where she's at. We don't know where she's
Yeah, that's a
at.
whole other situation.
Right,
Oh
right.
gosh.
You touched on something interesting though, because he said I wouldn't let her do it, and I find that's a refrain that a lot of guys have, where they're like, she doesn't know what's good for her, but I do, and I wouldn't let her do it.
Right. Well, I
And
mean,
that's with like a lot of decisions. We kind of feel like women they're not equipped to make their own decisions, their own life decisions, and it's up to us to kind of stand in the way of those decisions.
Well, I think that we make decisions emotionally driven a lot.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? Unfortunately, like I'm a girl power, all that, but we are we make jump decisions based on emotion, and men are more rational and they stop and think about it and stuff, you know what I mean?
That's why we get so many fights inside the bar.
Yeah. Strong disagree. The men they have strong emotions, they just push it down, they repress it until they blow up and then they get
In the bar. As long as you blow up in the bar, whatever.
But see, that's the difference though in the bar. That's the difference in the bar. There is it's a big thing, and somebody got mad at me when I was like, this is why they won't let a woman be president. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like, she knew I was wearing that same dress. Why she like that? Push the button.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Blow that bitch up.
Yeah, fuck her. Yeah.
And seriously though, it's even with my mom, as much as I love her, it's like having her stay with me for a while. I'm like, yeah.
Isn't it more like a mom?
No,
Like,
it was a female just
We definitely think differently, make decisions differently, and have reasoning behind it differently.
Right.
But you both make a good point. I won't let her do it, but it's her body.
Right.
So
Yeah.
how do you say, hey, you shouldn't do it? I don't support it, but it is your choice. But you really shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Well,
That's a $1 question because he might have a good, reason, but it's his delivery that we cannot take it in. That's why we have such a hard time communicating, men and women.
Because we don't speak the same language.
Nope.
If there was a course that would teach us the same language, because how many times have you said, that's not what I said, that's not what I
Yeah,
meant,
that's not what I
not
meant."
what I said,
Yeah.
this is what I said, listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth.
Okay,
And all of a sudden she
I'm
starts
gonna
a whole
make
new
some
thing.
frenemies real quick.
Oh, I'm ready.
In most cases, thank you. In most cases, women don't like the truth. Women like being lied to, and I have been told. I've literally been told, and it was crazy because I was seeing a woman once, and I was telling her something, and she's like, "You're too honest." And I'm like, "What do you mean I'm too honest?" She's like, "You're too honest. I'd rather you lie to me." And I was blown away. Right? It blew me away. Like I was so confused until a few years ago. I saw an interview with the great James Baldwin, and I forgot the lady's name, but she said the same to him, and you could see him on camera completely as intelligent as he was baffled, and he's sitting there trying. You could see his mind like trying to compute. Like, what do you mean? Like, I just told you the truth. You always say you want the truth, and then I give it to you. You're like, no.
Never mind, take it back.
Take it back. You know what I mean?
I think it's different scenarios where you want the truth and different,
I've had I've been friends with a lot of women, and I've had them tell me, women like to get tricked into being in a relationship, being in love. You want to be tricked, but you don't want to see the trick happening.
What the hell are we talking
It's
about?
very direct talk.
I feel like you just spoke Chinese to me right now. I'm like, huh? What? Am I being tricked right
I
now?
was told.
Oh, let's change face to her.
No, you know what? I've done it, and I love the truth.
You trick people?
No, I get tricked.
Wait, you're a trick? What?
Shout out to Black Gay Show.
I'm listening.
I love the truth, and I'm big on the truth. However, sometimes, even when I know the truth and it's bad, I ask so that I could get the answer I need to hear to make it better.
Right.
Oh, so you keep asking till you get
Right.
it.
You know, and why? Why? If I already know the truth, why am I giving the
Why are you even
person
asking?
the opportunity to explain it enough for me to be okay with it?
And see, like
Oh,
one
that's a good one,
one
babe.
woman said to me, and she's like, "Well, that sounds so ugly." I'm like, "But it's the truth, though." And she's like, "Yeah, but it just sounds so ugly." I'm like, "Okay, but you're looking for like a pretty bow on a box." I'm like, "That's not what this is. This is," and well, perspective, right? Because if you're accepting the truth, then yeah, it is a pretty bow on the box. Because I could just be like most dudes and be like, "Yeah, baby, you're awesome."
Depends.
Right, yeah, they do.
Yeah.
You know
It
what I mean?
doesn't matter if you need to lay down to put them on. So really quick, we're gonna take a really quick break, guys. Don't go anywhere. This is getting juicy.
I only wanna share with y'all like a bird of a bed for y'all. This to all my stepchildren in the home.
We are back from break, and right before the break, Ray was explaining to us why it's okay to accept a lie sometimes, or why is it easier to accept a lie?
I think sometimes it's like how much you love the person or want to be with the person or what just that relationship is. Because it doesn't even have to be romantic. Why are we accepting a lot from our mom or our daughter?
Yes.
Or, you know, we need it to work.
So I have a question about that. Is it more your idea of the person that you want to hear? You know what I mean? Because sometimes, especially in the sense of when this person is trying to give you the truth and say, hey, this is who I am, and you're like, no, but I see you as this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so because that I've encountered a lot, right? Where it's like, you're mad at me because I'm not being who you want me to be.
Or who you thought I was.
Right.
you know?
Well, but even more so like who they want you to be, because it's like even Instagram per se. I can't tell you how many women will hit my DM. I've never met them, never flirted with them, whatever, and they just made up in their mind that I'm somebody and I'm gonna be somebody to them, and like they will offer their number or whatever, and when I don't give mine back or reciprocate, they immediately turn angry. They start insulting me. Like it's all like I kid you not. Like they start insulting me this whole
Women are
thing.
violent.
Right.
We can be.
Can't handle rejection.
Catfishes.
Women aren't used to hearing no.
We're just hearing rejection.
Women aren't used to rejection.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean,
That's
because
very
the thing of it is women from day one are told to say no, right? But it's different for a lot of women when they come across a man who knows how to say no.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, who are you to tell me no? And I've had women literally say, like, you can't tell me no. Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Right? Like I was at work once. This woman I work with went to grab my package. So I went-
your package.
Yeah. So I-
The front
so-
package or the back package?
The front.
Okay.
So I went
But
to
could
grab.
she see it from the back? I just wanted to know where she was grabbing. Okay, so she went to grab your package.
But the thing of it is when she did it, I went to grab her boob and she jumped back and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And I'm like, don't assume that just because I'm a man, you can touch me however you want. You know what I
I'm
mean?
the opposite. I'm a man. Touch me.
Well,
I have a different view on things.
and in some cases, absolutely. But I have learned that I have to set those boundaries just like a woman would.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I could have filed sexual harassment suits many times at work. You know what I mean? Like I had one manager who would every day, she had big boobs and she would come lean over my desk and she would say something to me that every time when I would turn my face, they were right at her boobs. I kid you not.
Maybe she thought you were hungry.
She tried to feed you with milk.
She was trying to
You
feed
need
you.
calcium.
Okay, but
Was she Hispanic? Maybe it was chocolate milk. It was leche.
She was thinking to herself, she's like, I would want these boobs in my
right, right.
Why would
I should share.
I should share.
And Ray burst out laughing. Like, that's so sad.
I could never be an HR person.
Right,
Never.
right.
I would be-
But the thing of it is regardless of what it was, if I had touched them, I'd be in the office in HR.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I had, you know what I mean, reached to pull one out, they're just like, what are you doing?
They were on a
You know
platter
what I mean?
too.
Right, yeah, it's like, but every day, and I literally got to a point where I was like, why do you keep trying to punk me with your boobs?
He said, "Punk me with
Right,
your
it's
boobs."
like every day you're like this, and I'm telling you, like, I would be sitting there and I'm like, and she'd be like, what was it, Ace Ventura, where he was like, yes, Satan.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, but it was like all the time. So it's, and it's one of those things where I have learned to set the distance and say, hey, you know what, just because I'm a guy, like on the front of sex, I can't tell you how many women that offer and feel like just because I'm a guy, I'm supposed to say yes.
Right.
You know what I mean? And when I say no, like they're like, what's wrong with you? You know what I mean? It's like,
And I'm
Well,
just
you're
the opposite.
rare.
I say yes.
Yeah, and that's why you're on that table. He's like, touch me.
I've definitely been shocked when like I've been told no. Like it definitely doesn't happen that much. Like women definitely are in the position to say no a lot more. So when someone says no to us, I'm like my heart just breaks. I'm like, I'm the saddest person ever.
And I think it's an embarrassment that turns us upset and angry. Like, wait, what? That
Right.
rejection, that shock.
How could you?
And then we really don't know how to react, and it turns into anger.
right,
Yeah.
right. And that's what ends up happening, right?
See, I feel like a real fatty because I got turned down with like a steak quesadilla. I was told no when it comes to this, and I was upset. And there's a video on Instagram about me. I couldn't have a steak quesadilla, and I was just no. So I think in terms of men, I haven't put myself out there enough to be turned down. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I haven't put myself in the dating scene or anything like that. I was on a dating site for like 2 hours, 2.2 hours, and I took it down really quick. Really, I was a chicken, and I took it down really quick. I didn't even get like any message or anything like that. I wasn't up long enough. I think I said it. I think it took me like an hour and a half to set up, so it was really only up for like 30 minutes. So I was like overthinking everything, but I haven't put myself out there enough to be rejected.
But dating sites are different now because I pulled myself off, but I have been kind of piggybacking what you were saying earlier, and we'll talk about it, but I had a girl reach out to me, and then I responded, we were talking, and then her and her girlfriend were looking for a boyfriend.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, wait. I said, so you have a girlfriend, you guys, listen, they wanted a real relationship. It wasn't like just come in and join us for a couple of hours. They wanted a true relationship.
Absolutely.
And I was like, and for a minute, my mind was like, yes. And I was like, wait a minute.
Tag team back again.
Can I deal with?
Oh my God! Imagine two of
Can I
me.
deal with that? 'Cause dealing with one relationship is hard enough, and trying to deal with two women and you're in the house. I don't know.
That's trouble. I love us women, but that seems like trouble.
It made me think about it. I'm not gonna lie. I thought about it, but then I was like, that might be a little bit too much work.
But now here's an interesting thing about that. When you go back to the times of emperors and stuff like that, when they had many wives, that's why.
Mm-hmm.
Because when this one was in an attitude that day, I could go next door to this one. You see what I'm saying? And,
I think the difference though, when I read about past polygamy, the women were not sexually active with each other.
Yes.
And in today's day and age, we have these where it's polyamory or it's just
Lay down to get the fiction on.
Everyone is having sex with everyone.
well, and so that brings me to an interesting question, because I hear all these songs, and I have this conversation a lot with women, where they're in full support of certain songs, and like these guys are telling, my girlfriend's got to have a girlfriend, right? I'm like, but let a woman do a song saying my boyfriend's got to have a boyfriend, and watch how you.
Now we
But time out. That before, yes, but now, if you, I hate to say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Guys are a little bit more feminine than what they used to be.
Absolutely.
So there are women that will accept their guys being however they are, he, she, them, whatever the case may be. And they're accepting that. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's out of desperation because they want a man, for whatever the case may be. It's not like it was before.
Well,
Because a woman will say, yes, you can have a boyfriend.
I have to say on that, from what I have seen, in those cases it's usually because the woman is also bisexual.
Yeah.
Right? Because a straight woman don't want her dude with another dude.
No.
Well, she can't be bisexual. She's straight, and then there's two men.
Well, no, I'm saying, but I say that in the sense of she also likes to be with a woman. So it's like, okay, I will give you, you know what I mean?
So she's like, look what I made.
Understand your own brand.
Right.
Yeah.
And so,
I'm sorry.
No, go.
Like a lot of times bisexual men, like female bisexuals, they can be open, but like bisexual men are just like so pushed down. It's terrible. Like they're told they have to be just either gay or either straight. Like for bisexual men, I think it's so much harder.
Yeah, I agree.
But be honest. That's I think the problem right now. A lot of people aren't being as honest as they should be. They're leading people down a certain path, and then all of a sudden oh, guess what? By the way,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
not-
Instead of saying, hey, this is who I am, this is what I do. This is like, you read down that path, and by the way, I am a certain way, and then it comes.
When they're already invested and you've already lied to them and got them to marry you.
And there's a fear of rejection again too.
Yes.
Exactly.
So I have another question.
Oh, you just came with it today. You just came with it.
So I'm curious, in today's times, and not just today's times, but women, of course, want respect from men. They want to be respected and stuff like that. My question is, why do so many women go out and support songs that completely disrespect them? Like
Because we like the beat. Because we like the beat. We can shake our booties to it. That's it.
No, but I mean, but like literally, like.
No, I hear what you're saying, babe. I hear you.
No, it's a cute
I was gonna say the
thing.
same thing. Like, behind anything with a good root to it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that we want to say, but we can't because we'll be judged.
But here's the thing. If you support that, and then you get that sort of guy, then you're mad because he's not being what you really want. Because it's like, that's cool for a fun thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like right now, all of the guys are like, oh, these women are gold diggers, they just want my money. Well, fool, you rapped about it.
Only wanna share with y'all like a bird have a bed for y'all. This to all my stepchildren and the
And we are back from our little break. Step, where did we leave off at?
So what Nelson was saying as far as communication is the key, right? But the thing of it is when you're trying to have communication with people who don't know how to be honest, right? Like I have a close to me situation, a friend who married a woman, right? He wanted to have a child, married this woman. He's trying to, get her pregnant, going through this whole thing. And he's going to the doctor because nothing's happening. So he's going to the doctor, getting checked out, like, man, like, what's going on with me, blah, blah, blah. Come to find out after a while, she eventually admitted to him that she can't get pregnant.
So
And
she
it's like,
knew.
But
Oh, so she was just trying to practice that whole
But you, why would
She
you
was
marry
trying to-
somebody knowing that this is what this person wanted?
Yeah.
You see what I'm
That's
saying?
messed up.
You know what? My
That's messed
dad
up.
had 6 kids before he married my mom, who is 17 years younger than him.
Right.
He told her he didn't want any children.
See?
She has 4.
And boozled.
And right.
Hoodwinked.
She said-
So it was noon every day in your house.
She said I was gonna have my kids, but he had us when he was 50. He never enjoyed his retirement. He had 4 little kids running around.
see.
He should have pulled out.
But how do you,
Yeah.
That's a real thing.
Say it again.
Right?
how do you not know that coming inside people equals babies? There's-
Right?
there's shared
Wait, was he
responsibility.
behind her? Maybe he thought they were making a puppy.
Quote him.
No.
I thought she was handling it.
Ah, okay, she did handle it.
That's right.
She handled it all right.
I've heard my dad say the same shit.
It was,
After like 2 or 3.
Right?
That is what us guys do to pass the buck.
Yep.
It's like
Yeah.
we don't want to take it.
Yeah.
Like you were supposed to be.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Right.
See? And then you end up passing $500 every month. Yeah.
But you know what? People change. So just over 23 years, what you all started saying you want from a person, from a relationship, from
Absolutely.
marriage, is going to change. And
Absolutely.
you both have to
you gotta
communicate
communicate
that
that.
and change together. Otherwise, you are going to have
Well,
run into these tensions.
that's the key thing is I was my old pastor was talking about that, and he was talking about how he and his wife ended up separating, but he was saying what he realized where he went wrong was he was constantly growing and she wasn't growing with him, right? And then it became to the point where even when they were having a conversation, she wasn't on the same level because he, you know what I mean? had got to-
But he knew that before he went in. Trust and believe. You
Well-
know, conversation-wise, who fits and who doesn't.
Well,
I think
no,
you
what I mean
learn
is
that
just-
in age because
No,
at 20 years old or younger, you don't know that.
You hit it, it just goes. It goes over your
Yeah.
head.
Well, no, what I mean is,
changes.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. What I mean is you can start at the same level, but if you're somebody that's constantly seeking knowledge and constantly reading, and this person
growing.
isn't, and growing, right? In the same sense of if you have one person that's constantly eating healthy, working out, taking care of themselves, and the other person in it is like, okay, well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or they start and they give up. Like if they grow with you to a certain level, and then at some point they just get too tired and I'm too tired.
I'm just saying, my next guy needs to be a chef. That's the level I'm on.
How do you
He
guys
needs to.
feel about more
feel
people are
soft.
calling each other partner instead of boyfriend, girlfriend, wife?
I think at
I
a
knew there was
certain
going to get a little.
at a certain age.
I haven't heard
think
that
it's
before,
okay.
but do share.
Yeah.
I think at a certain age, it's okay to say, "Hey, this is my partner," because the relationships are a business partner.
But when I
You know
hear the
what I
word
mean? But
partner, I think same sex.
See,
Yeah.
that's what I was about to
Were you
say.
gonna hit me?
No, because,
Oh, that's cool.
no, because when you say that, like people, especially if the person isn't standing next to you, they automatically assume you're gay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
I've had
the
that
word.
happen, and I'm like, okay, I'm not using partner anymore.
That's
You know what I
that's
mean?
society, but I don't care what society says. That's, you know,
More
I-
apt depiction of what's going
Yeah.
on, right? Because the conventional view of relationships is people get married and they're kind of strangers after.
Right.
You can meet somebody, know them for decades, and their spouse is kind of like a footnote.
Right.
A roommate.
Existence.
Right.
Yeah.
And well, you know,
And that's what you don't want. You don't want your partner to end up being a roommate. So that's why that goes all the way back to conversation again. Because at some point, if you get to that wall where you're becoming roommates instead of partners or lovers, you need to have a conversation.
See, I like that word,
And you got
lovers.
to come up and go, look, babe. We've done this for the last 10 years. Now, can we just try this part? You got to always think to make up,
well,
to make
I think
things
that's
go to the next
thing
level.
of the constant renewing of the relationship, right? And like, say for instance, I was having a conversation with a guy at work, and I was talking about working out and all this stuff, and he's like, I don't have to do that, I'm married. And I was like, so, right.
Not for long.
And I was like,
Yeah.
so you don't want to look good for your wife? And he was just like, well, I don't need to dress up or do any of that stuff. I said, but you want her to look good for you.
Right?
Yeah.
You
How
know?
rude.
And I tell my female friends all the time, because they talk about when you see them when they're dating and then you see them after they're married, you went from
False
freak of the week.
advertisement.
You went from
False
freak of the week all of a sudden
False
to I
advertisement.
got them. Now I'm gonna wear sweatpants and a
Yes.
sweatshirt. But that's not what he's used to. If he's used to a certain thing, this is what attracted him. Now all of a sudden it's, I didn't want to do that.
And see,
And but wait, you did it
We
yesterday.
gotta give that girl a name. We gotta name her Nelly. That's
But
Nelly.
seriously, it's like you went from being this what I'm used to now you don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
It flipped overnight because we got married.
Got comfortable.
And guess
with
what's
what
going
they
to
did. They got
happen?
comfortable.
He's going to go to work and he's going to go, my wife always does this. And all of a sudden now she did this. And all of a sudden somebody's going to say, well, you know what? I'll do that. And that's how crap starts.
and that, go ahead. No, you got it.
Oh, I did want to mention. So that's the funny thing about my partner and I. We're poly, and that has kept us like so on our toes. Like we always like try to look good for each other and for other people. Like
right.
we always try to like give our best. You know.
Yeah.
And see, that's the thing where it's,
That's a lot of work.
well, it's
Hey,
really.
I bet it does.
Wait, be quiet. I want to hear that.
How much is a lot?
I know, right? I'm sorry, girl.
Look,
I'm in the wrong business.
I'd like to know.
Call me Polly. Okay.
Sweet
Oh,
pop.
I hear a lot of people saying they want to partner up so they can let go. Like I'm just tired of trying. If I can just
yeah, right.
Partner up so they can let
so
go.
they can just let it go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
right. But see, but
sorry.
and the thing
Ray Ray got me
is,
fucked up over here.
Yeah.
She be throwing.
She got me
a little-
fucked up right
she be
now.
throwing a little bit, so it's like, wait, what?
I'm like, can somebody give me a paper and a pen? I need to take notes.
No, but I coworker was in his, I think, 60s, and he was telling me how he and his now wife were together they lived together for 18 years. He said they got married, and then she could turn into a completely different person. And I mean, to the point where he's at work and he's crying, and he's like, I don't understand. He's like, I'm going to her, and I'm like, I'm not doing anything different than I did for the last 18 years. What is, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I wonder what happened.
There you go.
Maybe
Same
the
thing for
label
18 years.
maybe the label of wife, do you know what I mean? That label that we carry, wife,
and-
mother, whatever.
Well, and that's what I told him too. I said, in some cases you have to understand on both sides of it. Once you get the title, now I can demand things. You know what I mean?
There's
When it's-
also the expectation.
Right.
Yeah.
My boyfriend,
Right.
I didn't
Yeah.
expect you to pay
Right.
all the bills, but
Right.
as my husband,
right.
it's a different expectation.
Right, and that's the thing
Yeah,
where it's
labels.
like, it's like I'm it turns into the business arrangement I call
Yeah.
it, right? Because it goes from
It's a partnership.
it's an arrangement in the sense of it goes from like if Chris and I are dating, right, and I'm like, oh man, I'm telling my friend, oh dude, she cooked this amazing dish for me, I'm all excited, this and that, but then we get married and she cooks it and I'm like, yeah, but you're supposed to do that.
No.
Oh
You see what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what happens.
Yeah.
Right? The appreciation leaves.
Yeah.
As soon as you get that title.
Let it.
If you let,
If you let it.
True, if you let it. I agree, but that's what happens with a lot of people. The complacency sets in. Whether it's physically or whatever, it's like, okay, well, I don't want to keep myself up anymore. You know what I mean? But then you get mad when they run across somebody who looks the way you used to look. You see what I'm saying? And that happens on both sides, right? So it's like, but one of my favorite quotes, I think it was from Jim Rohn, and he had a quote that said, I will take care of me for you if you will take care of you for me.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and so that's what it's supposed to be. Where it's like Ray said, why would I not want to give you my best? You see what I'm saying? In every sense of the word, right? Like I was dating a woman who knew she had health issues. We go out, she'd eat all the shit she knew she wasn't supposed to eat. Now we sitting in the ER. You know what I mean? Now we sitting in the ER.
I'm
and I gotta
laughing.
be at work. You know what I mean? I gotta be at work at 6, and she like Chris scratching and shit.
I knew you were gonna put my name and scratching or itching together. Leave my cheese fleas alone.
This is something that I've seen some women do actually. Like I actually dated a girl who would kind of do this a little bit. They create issues to make sure that you are there for them.
That you take care of them.
Yeah, they're constantly.
Man, fuck that needy bitch. I want to know about the other bitches. So.
They want reassurance.
I don't want to hear about that.
Something like by taking your time or by destroying something.
That you'll put me number one.
How much are you willing to sacrifice for
Yeah,
me?
it's very manipulative.
Very.
Yeah.
Man, fuck that bitch.
But what I can't understand is why a person doesn't want to take care of themselves for themselves.
That's some childhood shit, probably.
See,
Because it's that whole pleasing thing. We forget about us to please someone else.
well, in a
Yeah,
sense,
there's something on the other side. The sexier people stay, the longer they stay single. Because you have choices. You
You have options.
just see that there are options out there, and you're like, I don't know. Well, let's see if I'm getting as good a deal as I could be getting. You know?
Yeah.
it depends because like I'm never jealous of couples, right? I've been single for a long time.
How
But
long?
when I go to, it's been a long shit. I lost count. Like
Damn.
10 years.
Single.
10 years. Stay away. No.
No. His Instagram is.
Like, I'm being honest.
I'm being honest. No, but I the only time I get jealous is when I see two couples in the gym working out together. When I see couples working out together.
Aw.
Because I think that what people miss is it's kind of like, you know, having a person that you've been to battle with. You know what I mean? It builds, you see what I'm saying? It builds a different sort of camaraderie, right? Like I'm watching this husband and wife, and they're lifting, and she's on one side of the bench, and he's on one side, and they're going through their reps, and I'm like,
So you're that guy in the gym, huh? Just staring.
but
build,
Just
not just take what you
bitter.
have.
right,
Yeah.
because you know, there's this thing, like especially for women growing up, it's like, oh well, you know, get a man that has a good job, this and this. But at the same time, sure, I could bring that. Like I explained to a woman once, and she's like, well, you know, usually when you walk into a man's place, she's like, there's usually, no matter how needy he is, she's like, you can usually see the need for a woman's touch. And she's like, but when I look at your place, there's no need, right? But my thing to her was, I said, but what you're missing, the key element is, what if I want you here? You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
Well,
wanting is way stronger
because
than
my
needing.
need,
Well, it
my need
depends.
for you can run out, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But if I want you here,
The need is different.
yeah, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's the thing, but it goes kind of back to what she said, is the people that kind of want to create situations
Where you're needed.
Where you're needed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the
And
last
so-
thing, please don't need me.
Right.
Yeah.
I do not need
Yes.
me. That's another
Don't-
thing that I've learned over my relationship thing. Don't need me. I want you to want me, so your need will be different.
Yeah.
So I don't look. My thing was needy women. I was a fixer. I would fix these women that have their heads down. And then all of a sudden they lifted their heads up,
And they were gone.
got a little self-esteem, and they went right back to the person that broke them.
What the hell?
So that's the problem. So now I look at, I see this need, and I'm like, I used to be attracted to that need, but now I see that need and I run from it.
Yeah,
I
you run
bolt.
from it.
Were you also just attracted to that need because they were maybe like a little easier?
No, because in my mind, it's like, gosh, she's never been anywhere. She's never been to this restaurant. Let me take her here. Let me dress her this way. Let me do this. And we're going to have this kind of relationship. And her self-esteem's already shot but from what she went through before. So I go in and I had this conversation with her. She told me, well, this guy did this to me. And da-da-da. You go through this whole long line of stuff. And then you already say, okay, I'm not going to be that guy. And then you help her. You literally build her so she's going. Now all of a sudden she's like, woo, she's looking good, and people are complimenting her. It's like, wow, you were this way last year and you're this way now. But then they still can't get that guy that broke her out of their head. So what she'll do if she's not with that guy, she'll end up being with somebody that broke her before. You know, and it's happened to me and a few of my friends. It's like,
Well,
oh,
I think one of the things, because I've been through that a lot as well, but I think one of the key things of what I went through the same situation is where a lot of good guys are different in the sense of if they see a woman broken, it's like, okay, well, let me do what I can to help you.
Are you guys going to the same bar or gym? Is that what's happening here? Like y'all are pulling the same bitches.
That's when I was in my poly relationship.
Needy and broken. You guys work out in the same place, huh?
You know what? You brought up a very important point that we should address. A woman comes into a man's space and says it needs a woman's touch. That's two things. First of all, why do you think you should change his space? And two, she has a need to be needed. It's not really about you.
Again, where are you guys finding these bitches?
Control, right?
Right.
That.
Right. Well, and that's the thing, because it's like, you know, if you're looking to see what you can change, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're already on the wrong
You're
foot.
already on the wrong foot.
I'm not trying to
Why you're
change
trying to fix
anybody.
somebody,
Right.
and why you're going after someone you feel is broken.
Right.
I am huge on take me as I am. That's just where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
This is me. This is who I am.
Nelly,
I'm not changing.
Nelson, Nutty Professor, Minnie Nell.
But the whole
Take all my personality.
Take me as I am is also, but this is my best self right
No,
now.
Yes.
but no.
Yes.
This is, we went out for a couple of times. This is who I am, and I'm not. You know, take me. I'm not going to sit up here and all of a sudden be one way this way, one way that way, because I've been in relationships like that. I've been that way.
Yeah.
So now, in my conscious thought, I'm like, don't need me. Take me as I am, and this is Nelson.
Yeah. It's hard though to show like your true self. Do you know
I
what I
put
mean?
it out there. I put it out there.
I bet you do.
I do. I'm like round the table.
I think it's hard to put yourself
Hey, I know.
Why?
For me it is, but because I was, this is out there. No, I think
Yeah, exactly. She's all like,
on the table, literally. No, for me, I think it's hard because really I wasn't sitting like that. But I think because I was married so young, do you know what I mean? And so 23 years in lockup, solitary confinement. I think it's hard for me to put myself out there, like who I really am.
but
Do you know
it's
what I mean?
really a good thing. It's really a good thing because I've learned it and I practice it, and that way I don't have to worry about hiding anything.
Yeah.
You know, you
I'm
don't need
pretty
to know
open.
how much money I have in the bank. That's
Yeah,
none of
yeah.
your business.
Yeah.
As long as I can take you out, we have a good time.
As long as you have $30.
Exactly. I got $30. I got a tip, so
And a tip.
31.
31. $31.
I'm gonna throw in that
Yeah.
tip. Yeah, exactly.
$30, that's half a movie.
You know, exactly.
Right?
But,
That's just the popcorn.
I'd rather put myself out there to show my vulnerability versus like, you know, this is me, and all of a sudden I'm crying in the corner because of something. I'm like, oh, you're soft. You know, I'm gonna cry in a minute. I'll be right back.
Just give me a second.
That was a damn good movie.
It's
The
an
only
interesting thing of if you go back of how society has changed things. Like even what you were saying earlier about men being a lot more feminine these days. But back, you know, like say even before Roman era, where women looked to pick the stronger guy, right?
The physically stronger guy?
Well,
Yeah.
in all senses, because you have to understand. Back then, they're looking at a sense of, if I'm going to have your baby, I need to know you could go out and hunt, catch food,
You can
bring
feed
it
us.
back. I also need to know that if a lion is coming, you can protect us, right? So that was the thing. And so there's a lot of, when you look at like how they use the feminist movement to kind of shift the narrative.
But see, that was when,
I mean?
to go even further, that was, I'm a caveman and you're my woman. You know, it was
I have
like,
a really quick
and that
question
was
for
it.
both of you guys, because I hear the way you're describing like relationships and females and stuff, and I just want to know like what age bracket of women do you date? Honestly, put it out there.
I would not go out with anyone that was under 40.
No one under 40.
No one under 40.
What about you?
I haven't been looking, so I can't.
When
really
you
say.
did date a century ago.
The funny thing about it is, and that's what I lost this point earlier. An older friend of mine, a woman, said to me, "You need to stop allowing women to pick you."
That's
You
important.
need to, you know what I mean? Because the majority of the women that I dated approached me, right? And she was like, you need to stop allowing women to pick you and stop getting with women that you have to teach something. Get with a woman that can teach you something, right?
So you
And
date older?
No.
Date older?
No.
What is the age bracket that you
It's
date?
only guilt.
No, and here's the truth. I don't really care, right? Because understanding and knowing how fleeting life is. If you find a genuine connection with somebody and it's two consenting adults, I'm telling you, take it and run with it for as long as it's working for you.
Now, the only reason why
The
only reason why I have to disagree with that because the conversation is different. It's a lot different because 30 is the new 20 and 40 is the new 30 and things like that. I don't want to talk to you about Beyonce and Jay-Z. I really don't. You know what I mean?
Not
I'm
all
just
girls
saying.
associate
No, it's not.
like that.
It's not. But I'm telling you, I've had conversations with a lot of I have worked with a lot of women, and I listen
I'm
to what
sorry.
these women are saying. Yeah, it's rough. Now,
I know it is. I know it
is.
is. I know.
But
I'm
listen
just
to-
one person.
Yeah.
I'm just one person, and I know. I know.
Well,
I'm hard.
And I have to say, it really depends on the individual.
Yeah, it's
Because I
individually.
seriously, depending on how they were raised, and I was explaining this to a neighbor earlier because we were talking about relationships, and I said to him, one thing that's important to me these days is meeting a woman and knowing if she has a healthy relationship with her father, right?
And what if she doesn't?
There is a difference. You see what I'm saying? There's a
Well, there
major
goes.
difference.
I'm out the game.
It's the same way with the guy and
It's the
his,
same,
and his
right?
mother.
It is absolutely. It goes both ways. And so, like for instance, I take care of my mom. I can't tell you how many women have approached me just because they see me out with my mom. You know what I mean? And they see me and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you're so patient with her." You know what I mean? And they're coming up to me and I'm like,
It is an
"Okay, yeah."
attractive quality.
Right.
It is an attractive quality.
But at the same time, if I talk to a woman and I ask her about her father, he was no good, he was this, he was that, and he was this, and I'm like, okay. You know
So
what I
that's
mean?
an automatic no for you?
Well, it's not an automatic no, depending on how much work she's done on herself. Because what people don't understand, those when you talk about those childhood traumas, they still exist, right? And what ends up happening is, all it takes is the first trigger word to come out. Oh, who do you think you're talking to? You're not going to talk to me like that, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no,
God
that's
damn
not
it,
what I
dude.
did.
Who
right?
hurt you, bro? Who hurt you?
Also, there's
Now I get you,
a
babe.
bracket of people that just aren't going to have a good relationship with their father. Fathers weren't allowed to have good relationships up until maybe
This is
20
true.
years ago or so.
This is true, and my point is that I have noticed when I've come across women that have a really healthy relationship, because the respect is different. They have a different respect for men. You know what I mean? When they've had a healthy relationship with a father or a father figure, they just have a different respect.
Does it count
for
if I
men.
called him daddy? I'm asking for a friend. I'm asking for a friend. Does it count? Is that healthy?
To call who that? I don't do that.
Well, I'm just saying. You said
I don't
father
like
figure.
Yeah, I don't like that.
What if she has got a good relationship with father time?
Yeah.
What if she keep it high and tight? Is that good? Again, I'm asking for a friend. I'm asking for a friend. I hate to cut it, you guys, because we could go on and on all night long, all night. But we have to wrap it up. I have immensely enjoyed having all of you on, and I'm going to put this out there that I want you two back again, just by yourself, so we can talk about your life, because I'm so intrigued. I thought these two had just met and started dating. No, they've been together for 10 years. They're so freaking cute. And then she dropped a bombshell, which I wrote down right there. And I want to hear more about it, and I know you guys do too. So we will have them back on again. Do you have any last words for us? Ray?
No, it's been really fun.
Tell people where.
What's this guy doing over there?
I don't know. Yeah, where can they see your beautiful art?
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, I do like to make art. You can see that at Sola_Ray, and that's RAE. Or you can see my Instagram, which is mainly comedy stuff. Ray_the City Bay.
Woo woo.
Thank you so much.
Life is short. Enjoy it. Live it. Anybody that don't agree with it,
Yeah, he said hard like that.
Hard.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
hard. Yeah, no. Yeah, you can find me everywhere. Stepchild of Phoenix. Yeah.
Yes, and if you like our music, our intro and outro, is that what it's called? That's this dude right here. All those fly beats, that's him. Okay, your turn. You're in the hot seat.
Buy our book, Redfish, Bluefish, Ffish, Ufish. You can follow me once again, Bad Motherfucker named Gino on Instagram.
Love it.
Follow my page to see where I'm performing too.
That's right.
Yeah.
Good job. Good job.
And you can follow me at Ray Lachey on Instagram. Check out the books that I currently have, and just know that life isn't about making the right choice. It's about making a choice, then making it right.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love that.
Ooh,
Nelson?
And I'm Nelson. Follow me at Urban Soul TV #1.
That's right. And I'm Chris. This has been the Crown Peach Show, the He Said, She Said segment. Thank you guys for being here with us. Hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment, and if you send me a DM, please kiss it. Keep it simple, sexy.
That's how we do. Return to the noise is how we do. How we do. You know it's how we do. It goes. Kick off your shoes, relax your feet. Keep your iceberg, step tail, bring the heat. Classes in session, everybody take a seat. You got a problem at the class? In the street, everywhere I